It's a thing that always fascinates me when I talk to actors, particularly great actors, about how you build a part, about what comes first in building up a character and this sort of thing. I always find, too, by the way, that actors don't like being asked this question very much. And I can tell by your face that you're not much savouring it either.
No, well, I don't know.
Thank
really
you.
don't
That's what you say.
You know, I don't know how one, you know, obviously one's imagination and what the author has presented one on the script are vitally important. If I get stuck, actually that Lavender Hill mob part, which we've just seen, that I did based on two things. I went to the zoo, and in the rodent house, in the small rodents, I saw some little round-eyed, nervousy little character, rather sort of fluffy, and I thought, maybe that's maybe something on those lines. And then I realized that a bank clerk at my bank looked very much like it. So I settled on the bank clerk's voice. There were two clips, both with no R's. I'm playing with the Fagin and that. So that was a kind of very much a bit of observation and tilted up, of course, yes. No end. But when I have got stuck, I have very often gone to the zoo and see if some animal would give me some
Really?
clue.
Why the zoo?
Well, the only place where you can find strange animals around. When I did Richard III in Canada, I'd spent a lot of time. I searched around. I thought an eagle, maybe, and no, I'm not really kind of an eagle type. And then I found a creature called the unsociable vulture. And I used to visit him. Oh, you know. Every 2 or 3 days he got to know me. He was very kind of inquisitive, kind of full of... He was quite a sociable chap, actually.
But, I mean, what were you getting from the unsociable vulture, Sir Alec, that you could possibly use on stage?
Oh, I don't know what, something little, some little something at the back of my mind, or indeed maybe a walk or a mannerism or something like that.
I mean, how could you demonstrate, say, a notion you had once with a bird or something to show me exactly what you mean?
Well, I think I first sort of got the idea that animals might be helpful in my profession before the war in the Cairo Zoo. I was on tour playing Hamlet, and there was a bird there called a shoebill. It's all right if I stand up, because sure. I don't think I can do this anymore. But it stands about that high, and it's grey, very soberly pale grey, and it doesn't like being watched. That appealed to me at no end. It likes to watch other people, and it has a very, very big beak, rather like a kind of shape of some enormous shoe, a great big grey thing there, and a little eye out there. And I first spotted it, and it was standing on one foot with a kind of little tail out. I don't think it'd stand up anymore. And kind of eyeing one. And I noticed that whenever I turned away, it moved, but it would never move while I was watching it. So you have to sort of pretend to, every time I say, now, you really have to turn away and look back. So he was standing looking at me, and one would say, now, and turn away, and then you turn back, and one would say, now. And now.
So, but how did you use that in the part of Hamlet?
Oh, I didn't play Hamlet like that. No, I did have a disastrous Hamlet later on, but it wasn't through doing a bird. No, it gave me the idea that maybe I would get some sort of amusing kind of movement or something from I'm very devoted to animals.
You are?
Yes, indeed. And I love watching them. In Ceylon later, may I tell a little sort of animal story?
Please do.
I loved the elephants one saw around. And one afternoon, I went down to watch a lot of elephants working, pushing great tree trunks down into the river, which was a very fast river. And all the elephants except one rolled these big trees down into the river with that part of their nose kind of pushing and rolling very successfully, very skillfully, and very soberly. Pushed on thing, and the tree would get into the water and gradually kind of get shifted away by the current. But there was one enormous rogue elephant there with a chain round his tummy, which meant that he probably killed someone. But he was a very wise, huge old fellow with some great big floppy ears going around. And he didn't do this at all. He pushed it as if it was a pencil. He kind of got his nose and pushed it the difficult way towards the water. And I thought, now why? Because one or two people said, no, you watch that elephant. And some of the film crew were rugged around, silly old so-and-so, you know, look at him, why didn't he just roll it like the others? That kind of goes down. And it was as if he heard them, because he was very, very slow in all his kind of movements, the way he kind of came and pushed at this huge tree, and the little eye kind of took us all in. And he thinks, you think I'm a fool, don't you? And the others are all clever ones. And he very, very slowly moved, left it, moved round, and as he just got back, he gave us all a little tiny, wicked look and flipped it with his back foot.